Hello everyone. My name is Chris Storer and I'm a member of the Church of England here in Portishead. I don't know what you would do if you were asked to do one of these thoughts, but I expect the first thing you'd want to know is what passage of Scripture was set for the day. So I had a look on the internet, as one does these days, and I spent some time but made only a little progress, and then I had, I think, a brainwave. I'd been meaning for some time to check out artificial intelligence, or AI as it's called for short. So I gave that a go, just to see what would happen. And up popped a web page with the prompt saying, "Ask anything." So I asked for the correct Bible passage for Thursday, the 30th of October 2025. And after a pause of a second or two, the correct passage appeared, along with a lot of commentary on it. And at the bottom it said something like, "Would you like me to write about this passage for you, give you a homily?" Well, I admit I was tempted, but I thought I should better offer you some thoughts of my own. And so here goes. The Gospel passage for the 30th of October is St. Luke chapter 13 from verse 31 to the end. Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem for the last time, and is going from town and village to town and village, teaching as he goes and healing, and he gets some visitors. St. Luke writes about it as follows. At that very hour, some Pharisees came and said to Jesus, "Get away from here, for Herod wants to kill you." Jesus said to them, "Go and tell that fox for me. Listen, I am casting out demons and performing cures. Today and tomorrow, and on the third day I finish my work. Yet today, tomorrow, and the next day I must be on my way, for it is impossible for a prophet to be killed away from Jerusalem. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often have I desired to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, and you were not willing. See, your house is left to you. And I tell you, you will not see me until the time comes when you say, 'Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord.'" It might seem surprising that the Pharisees would warn Jesus that Herod was plotting to kill him, but not all the Pharisees were hostile to Jesus. Think of Nicodemus, who we meet in St. John's Gospel, coming to Jesus at dead of night. And he was close enough to Jesus to join with Joseph of Arimathea in burying Jesus' body. So these Pharisees warn Jesus to run away. And Jesus knows that Herod has murdered John the Baptist, but he still isn't intimidated. "Go and tell that fox," he says, "that I will move on in a day or two." He goes on to reflect that he has to carry on to Jerusalem, for it is there that he must be killed. As so often happens in the Gospels, we see that Jesus knows full well what his fate is to be. And he also knows what the fate of Jerusalem will be, and the very thought fills him with pity, and he breaks into a lament, likening himself to a hen that would protect its brood from danger. He says, "How often have I desired to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings." A picture of a protective bird comes repeatedly in the Psalms, and it's always used of God himself. I wonder if thinking of Herod as being a fox has put the image of a chicken into Jesus' mind. Then Jesus quotes from the Psalms, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." In the psalm, that is a shout welcoming the victorious King, which is why the crowd shouted it on that first Palm Sunday. Jesus warns that the time will come when those who reject him will see him come in triumph. He looks forward to his entry to Jerusalem, and perhaps too to his return to judge us all. There's a lot more that could be unpacked from this short passage, but my time has run out. If you want to know more, you could go online and find out what that artificial intelligence has to say about it. But you might find that your time is better spent if you go somewhere quietly and read the Bible passage yourself and see what God has to say to you about it. It's St. Luke chapter 13, verse 31 to the end.